So, a quick story time for you guys. um, so yes, we recently found out that we're having a baby boy coming in 2024. Super excited. Um, Actually, earlier in the year, we received word from the Lord, révélation, for me, that we'd have a son. And I feel like this testimony is just like really interesting because like from the time that our daughter Sarai was born, we kind of like received that word. So that's why it was confusing to everybody when she came out as a girl. So like it's kind of hard to explain, but essentially I believe that God revealed to us our son before he revealed to us our daughter. So yeah, I remember last year when we had the gender reveal for my daughter, and then like it was a whole thing where everybody was like, "Oh, it's a boy." They having dreams. We were even having dreams about a son. And we saw our family unit basically, and we knew that we would have a son and a daughter, right? But we just assumed the boy would be first for whatever reason. So yeah, when Sarai was born, I know it brought a bit of confusion to everybody. But essentially, I feel like God kind of used her birth to continue to show out basically, and to show that he is God and that he is able to do whatever he says he can and will do. So basically, you guys know I have sickle cell, so being able to carry children and pregnancy is very hard for me. Even with this pregnancy, I've had a hard time these past couple of months, just been in and out of the hospital, just the same scenario, but this time around it's kind of been a little more intense. I'm not gonna lie. Like this boy has been putting me through it. But by the grace of God, we're still pushing through. But yeah, essentially, I really believe that God kind of like, he wanted to prove a point through allowing me to have Sarai first, and then to be like, most people will just assume, okay, you'll only be able to have one child. Even if you do have one child, you'll only have a child, rather, you'll only have one. Because, a lot of people made that assumption that because I have sickle cell, and I've heard it from my doctors, I may not be able to have children because of the wrist and yada yada. So God was like, no, like, not only will she have a child, she will have children. And that's on me. Okay. So, yeah, like, so I received that word, literally the week that I had delivered. When I was in the hospital, that's when God put that word in my heart. And I was like, wow, God, like that's when I received that revelation. So it was very powerful. And we had shared it, myself and my husband. We shared it with our friends, Neff and Greg. Shout out to you guys, our private agents. That's what we call them. They've been praying with us throughout this whole journey, from last year, honestly. We kind of like spoke to them so that we can at least have a witness and have, people that are covering us during this journey, during our process of, conceiving and essentially becoming pregnant. But yeah, basically we, like earlier in the year, this year, myself and my husband, we were like, you know what, after Sarai, like, we do want to have more children, but we're gonna wait. Same thing that we did first time around, but like, we were like, we're gonna wait 2 years. we were like, yeah, we're going to wait till she's like 2.5 to try for another. And obviously God was like, not on my timing, not on my plan. You feel me? Not in my calendar. You gonna have this baby when I tell you to. So that's kind of what happened. He had given me a dream back in May of this year. So it was May, and I literally had a dream that I was shopping in a grocery store. I was with some family and friends, and then in the dream, I went off into a separate aisle. It was like the women's section. And I just remember asking a woman where they keep their prenatal vitamins. I was like, hi, can you lead me in the direction of your prenatal vitamins? And I remember specifically asking her for the one that I took when I was pregnant with Sarai. It's the Nature's Made brand that has like the 200 milligrams of DHA included in it. So that's the specific one I remember I was looking for in a dream. But in the dream, I kind of understood that I was not pregnant, but it was, I was buying it in preparation for a pregnancy. So essentially, that was a dream. I woke up from the dream and I was a bit, thrown off by it, like a little bit confused. I prayed over it and I was like, Lord, I just had a dream. I just had a dream about prenatal vitamins. I'm not too sure what this means, but, I ask that you continue to reveal more. So that was that. I made, a short little prayer, and then I also felt the need to write that down on our grocery shopping list. We have like a list, like a magnetic list on our fridge. So I wrote it down in red. I just wrote down prenatal vitamins, and I was supposed to buy it. And this was in May. So each time that I had gone out though to go, like whenever I was out, I would look for that specific brand, and I could never find it, which was weird. Like each time, like I would stop by a CVS, like a pharmacy, and they really didn't have prenatal vitamins, like for real, like the one that I was looking for. So by vague, like I forgot about it. I was like, okay, I'll get it whenever I get to it. So then that's that. So then June rolls around, and backstory before this next part. Me and my husband earlier in the year, like in January, we had a conversation concerning, more kids. And that's just something I know I've wanted to have more than one child, and I've wanted Sarai to have more than, a sibling. Because I come from a big family, my husband comes from a big family, so I'm all about my family. So I definitely wanted to give her that sibling experience, even if it's just one or however many. So we spoke on it, and we really went through a lot with my daughter Sarai that year. I shared my testimony on my Instagram. Go check it out if you haven't yet, but I pinned it on my page. But yeah, we went through so much, during that time. So honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it did discourage us from wanting to have more children, not because we didn't want to, but the process of just getting her here was a lot. Like, it was a lot on me, a lot on my husband, for our community, because we had a lot of help, which I thank God for, but it became very overwhelming. So we were like, honestly, if all we can have is one, then we might just have to stick with one. And this was a conversation myself and my husband had, and deep down, like, I was sad about it, because I did want Sarai to have that sibling experience, and I also wanted to have a son. Like, I want to be a boy mom too. So I was really like sad about it, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my husband was like, babe, we got to come to a decision. And in that moment, I was like, if push comes to shove, if we can only have Sarai, if it's God's will, okay, fine. And I was just super down about it after the conversation. And I prayed on it. I was like, Lord, like, this is kind of the conversation we had, and I feel away. Like, I feel away about it. Because I would like a son. I would like my daughter to have a sibling. I don't want her to grow up to be an only child. Because I had siblings. My husband has had siblings. And, you know, like, I just love family. So I want her to have that experience. So yeah, it definitely brought me down. It made me sad. I prayed on it, and that was that. So fast forward now to this next part. Now we're in June, after I have the dream in May, for May. We are now in June, and I don't remember if like we had a conversation that night, myself and my husband, but I just remember scrolling on YouTube, and I come across, like, there was a video that just popped up, and it's a young girl, like a young woman, who was just, you know, giving revelations from God that she had received for the year of 2023. And I had seen her videos a couple times before, but I just never really paid them any attention for real. I think I had like watched one of her videos like maybe a couple weeks back. And then from there, you know how in social media platforms are, their algorithms based off of things that you've watched already. So they're gonna, you know, show you again someone that you, even if it's just that one video you watched, they'll replay, like, or they'll have another one of their videos pop up on your feed. So that's kind of what happened. And I remember the date, it was June 6th, well, June 5th going into June 6th, because it was pretty late. It was like 11 going into midnight. And I couldn't really sleep that night for whatever reason. So I just got on my phone, I got on YouTube, looking for something to watch, and then I see her video pop up. And I think it was called something like What to Expect in June. And then I clicked on it, and then I'm watching the video. My husband is asleep beside me. He's knocked out. I'm watching the video, and she starts the video, you know, introducing herself. She's someone that she's like a mouthpiece for the Lord. She basically gives words that are like words from the Lord that are relevant to whoever, you know, is needs to hear, whoever God is trying to speak to in that moment. So she spoke about a lot of things, and she said that word was not just for the month of June, but throughout that summer and the rest of the year of 2023. So I'm watching it, and she's speaking on, you know, other situations. She's speaking on people being blessed with, you know, whatever answered prayer that they had concerning something specific they may have prayed about. And then she reaches in this part of the video, she's like, this person right here, you know, it's actually for a woman. You and your husband have been having a conversation about having a baby. And that's when I was like, that's when I was really started paying attention. Like, I was like, whoa, hold on. So she started getting really specific. So she's like, you and your husband have been having conversation about, you know, possibly having another child. But I'm here to tell you that the Lord is going to allow you to conceive, and it's going to be a boy. He's going to allow you to have a son. And in that moment, y'all, I froze, and like I was mad shook, like, and I started like low-key shaking, and I was just crying in the bed, and I just got mad emotional. I was like, oh, because like this wave of conviction just hit me in that moment. Like, I know some people can relate to, you know, what I'm saying. You know, when you receive a word from the Lord and you know it's specifically for you. Yeah, so it was kind of like one of those, and it just hit me like douche, like in my heart. And I was just like, what? Like, so shocked, because I couldn't believe, like, wow. So then, like, I just get up out of the bed and I start praising, and I'm like, thank you, Lord. So I like leave the room, and then I go into our living room, and I'm continuing to pray and stuff. And it's like midnight. Now it's June 6th. So then in the video, she brings up like numbers, like numerology. And essentially she had said that the number for that video that will align with the message that she's giving is the number 11. So then I started to think about the fact that I still hadn't bought the prenatal vitamins yet. And I was like, you know what, Lord, as an act of faith, like, I'm gonna just buy this online. I order stuff online all the time, so why can't I just order this off of Amazon? So then I got on Amazon. I searched for the prenatal vitamins. I found the one. And there was like discounts and stuff, you know, how Instagram is. Sometimes they give like those coupons. I applied them, and then it was time for me to check out. So then I checked out, and then y'all, guess what the total came out to? Mind you, I had prayed, and I was like, Lord, you know, I don't want this to be like, I don't want to be misled. If this is truly you, I want you to confirm it to me. Like, I want you to confirm whatever this woman is saying. If this is of you, let me know right now. And y'all, please guess what the final total of my cart was on Amazon. $11.11. I was like, nah, God, you got it. You got it. You got it. So after that, I continued praying, and it was just really a matter of, you know, me explaining to Isaac, my husband, and then us coming to agreement. At first, when I told him, obviously he was hesitant because, you know, of the previous conversation we had before. So I just prayed on it, and I was like, Lord, if this is something that you want, the same way that you convicted me, you'll convict him. I'm not going to force. I'm not going to, you know, do anything to like mess with his decision. I want you to be the one to speak to him and allow him to be on board, just as, you know, we did for Sarai. So yeah, like some time passed, and during that time I continued to receive confirmation. Like, yo, I was seeing the number 11 like crazy, like over and over and over again. Like while I was at work, like just through small things. Like there's one time specifically, I remember we were driving home from church, and then we had to make a quick stop to pick up some formula for my daughter. And she drinks like this special formula, so it's kind of hard to find. So we went in an area that we don't normally go to. So on our way there, we're at a red light, and then I just look up, and then literally there were like 2 blue balloons in the sky that said it's a boy. And I was like, babe, look. And then something told me to check the date, today's date. So then I took a quick video, and then I checked that day, and it was June 11th. And I was like, heard you, Lord. Like, he was very specific. Like, he wanted me to know, like, yo, this is me. Like, I don't want you to doubt it. I don't want you to have any uncertainty or anything like that. This is me. I'm giving you the okay. And obviously, I also was nervous about it. Because, you know, again, we went through a lot with Sarai. I went through a lot physically. So it was like a mix of like excitement, but at the same time, like kind of knowing what to expect already, and like not being excited about the parts that were difficult. So yeah, finally, we came to the agreement on Father's Day, and that is when we officially decided, okay, we'll try for baby number 2, and by the grace of God, we became pregnant that summer. So yeah, and now kind of like today, like that whole time, like I was just praying. I was like, Lord, you're the one that blessed us with this child. So I know you're going to keep your promise. I'm going to know Papa Fem want. I know you're not going to embarrass me. and you're gonna hold your word. And by the grace of God, as you guys saw in our our vlog, we're having a baby boy. Thank you, Jesus. So yeah, I'm just remaining hopeful for this pregnancy. And yeah, I really just thank God for just always keeping his word, and also for just speaking to us, like always speaking to us about things concerning things that you may feel like are not, or like he may not hear, like he takes into consideration. Like I told you guys, like I was so sad about that conversation we had earlier this year about possibly not going for more, and then knowing that I deep down that I would like a son, and boom, God was like, okay, there's nothing that's too hard for me. Just watch my work, and then by the grace of God, he is blessing us with a son. So I'm literally so excited. I'm grateful. I'm thankful that he considers even those things that we may not even realize. But yeah, y'all, like, yeah, we're just super excited. Babe, I don't know if you have anything else to say. He's like, I'm watching my game, but
you covered most of it, all of it, really.
Yeah, but I guess he'll give his little spiel when he's ready. But I know he's nervous about being a boy dad, right? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man. I mean, God is faithful.
Yes, he is.
Even in the things that are challenging, the things that are tough. He definitely understands, and when he's giving you peace about something, really, like, nobody can take that away from you. So,
Nope.
Yeah, we're just trusting God at this point, and
Yeah.
hoping for the best. That's it. Just kind of going on faith.
Yes, y'all. Yes. But yeah, we're definitely grateful that the family is growing by the grace of God. And we just ask that he really gives us the strength for this season, because it has not been easy. There has been a lot that has been going on that we don't really share much about. And I feel like this pregnancy, I want to be a little more transparent with my journey with my pregnancy. So we'll see. I'll just do as I feel led. But yeah, guys, just I hope that you guys keep us, or I ask that you guys keep us in y'all prayer. Yeah, because this is not going to be easy. I already know it's not going to be easy. It hasn't been easy so far, but we're trusting in God that the same way that he carried us through with Sarai, he will carry us through again with this baby. And for anyone else that is, going through a similar situation, I pray that this testimony encourages you and uplifts you. And that's something I want to start doing more of. I want to start sharing a little more, because I didn't realize how powerful my delivery with Sarai, like how much it touched a lot of people. Like I was getting a lot of messages, and even other pregnant women were messaging me like, wow, like I'm going through a similar situation. And that's why it's really important, guys, to share your story. I'm someone that I consider myself to be shy. So, I like to live my life on the DL, like on the down low. And I don't really like to share much about myself, but I know that's something God wants me to come out of, because your story is what can help someone else get through their story, So, yeah, I hope this encouraged somebody. And just, we're praying for y'all. We're rooting for you guys. For those that are still trying to get to know the Lord, I pray that our story can help you get to know him a little more. And yeah, like, stay encouraged, guys. And Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. All love from the Charles family. Have a good night, guys.